welcome to an episode of Inside the Locker Room with Eli Gillman. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Are you excited for finals week?
No.
Are you ready for finals week?
Yeah, I'm ready. Not a big fan of it though. Not a big fan of taking tests multiple days in a row.
How many do you have this week?
I got 4 tests and a final project.
That's exciting. Do you have any summer plans?
Um, just trying to get on that river as much as I can, and golf, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Where are you from? And tell me a little bit about your high school experience with football.
I'm from Dassel, Minnesota, a tiny town, an hour and a half west of Minneapolis. There's 1,400 people in it. That's how small it is. And my experience with high school football in Dassel, Minnesota was interesting because I had a lot of friends from the cities who played a lot of big schools and big teams. And where I'm from, there was not a lot of population. So we kind of played little schools and we're just around a bunch of farms. And it was like an interesting atmosphere. It was more like, uh, like Hick. You ever heard of Hicks? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of Hick fans out there.
So then when you came here, it was a bigger city to you, or it was just way different than your home?
It wasn't crazy different because it still has a small town feel. Obviously, there's more variety of people because it's a college town, but um, I feel like the same way I felt in Dassel playing football is a similar way I feel here, where everybody kind of knows everybody, and it's like a very homey feeling.
What was your favorite part about visiting for the first time, and what made you like want to come here?
My favorite part about visiting for the first time was the mountains, and my running back coach who recruited me to Montana. He's a really good guy. Um, and yeah, no, I just never seen mountains before in my life until I came to Montana for the first time. So I thought that was pretty sweet, and I am still obsessed with them to this day. So,
Have you done anything cool on the mountain since you came here?
I hiked them sometimes, and I went snowboarding this last winter for the first time in the mountains, and that was sweet because snowboarding in Minnesota is just like a big hill. It's not actually like a resort.
Mm. You won state football your senior year, and you were nominated for Mr. Football of Minnesota. So you were kind of used to being in the spotlight. So did you have that coming into Montana, or did you have a whole new like thought in your head of what it was going to be like?
Um, well, I didn't know what to expect when I came to Montana because it's a whole different sport, really. I mean, college football and high school football are just completely two different levels. And I kind of just came in here with like a fresh mind. And then the first day of practice is when I was like, holy cow, this is going to take a lot of effort and mental strength to get through my first year of college football.
That first day, did you expect to play your freshman year, or did you kind of expect to redshirt like the typical freshman football player?
I expected to redshirt just because that's kind of what they had told me, and there was a bunch of running backs ahead of me. But again, after the first day, I was really only trying to just kind of survive because they just throw us freshmen in there and then they just see if we make it out alive. And I started to figure it out halfway through our first fall camp. And then I kind of switched my mindset from trying to survive to trying to get better. So
Well, you started off by redshirting, and then you got the call in to suit up. So, how was that experience in hearing that you were going to suit up for the first time?
it was nerve wracking because I got so used to um, being on the scout end with my friends and people my age. And then when they told me I can go sit with the older guys, it was just a whole new experience for me. And when you get so comfortable doing one thing, then they throw you for another loop. It's just like a whirlwind in a young college mind, like mine was.
What went through your head when you got when you got told? Were you super nervous, or were you just not thinking that it was actually reality?
I was super nervous and stressed out all week. Um, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to play. I didn't know how practice with the older guys was going to go. I didn't, so I was just stressing all week long. But I feel like I did pretty well. I
So
was just
before that, you only practiced with the younger people.
I only practiced with guys either around my age or the guys that didn't play. with the ones that play on Saturdays. So then got comfortable with them, and then since I got comfortable, something else happened. So
Well, do you remember that first game and what you told yourself?
yeah, I remember that first game. I was going through the worst scenarios the whole possible time. Like all week, I was going through the worst case scenarios.
What was your worst case scenario in your head?
Well, I just think about I go in the game and I drop the pass or fumble the ball or run the wrong route or run the wrong play. So I was just going through scenarios all week long, and then in the game, I was like, well, don't drop the ball and don't fumble the ball and just run the right way, and you'll be fine. And I figured it out.
So when you got the ball for the first time, did you kind of relax after that after you realized that it wasn't anything
No,
crazy?
I did not relax at all. Actually, it was nice to get like hit instead of just like sit there and anticipate it all game. But I wouldn't say I relaxed at all. No. Um, I'm glad I got like a feel for it, but it took a while for me to get used to it.
When did you go in for that first time? Was it just you were suited up just in case, or were you not expecting to play?
I was kind of expecting to play. I kind of just like told myself to not expect it so I wouldn't freak out all week.
Hmm.
But like deep down, I knew I was supposed to because they were telling me all week to be prepared for it. Um, so I mean, I was telling myself like you're fine and kind of be prepared, but I was thinking like, don't worry about it. You probably won't play anyways. I was just trying to find a balance in between me stressing out and me actually focusing on getting better.
You were a very successful freshman, and all the other freshmen were redshirting. So was it weird to experience that for the first time? Was like there some tension, or was everybody really supportive for the most part?
It was definitely weird. There was no tension. They were supportive, and I was more like kind of bummed because I didn't get to hang out with them in the student section anymore. Because it wasn't like I played a whole bunch. It was more just like I got to stand on the sideline and watch. And I feel like I'd rather been having fun with them in the stands, but seeing them after the game and how supportive they were made it all seem better. So,
Did you tell anybody like when you were going to suit up, or did you only tell your parents?
um, I kind of only told my parents, but I mean, word kind of got around because it's a team and we're in the same locker room. People started to figure things out. So, kind of only told my parents, and then I mean, my parents, mom specifically, just blabber on. And soon enough, the whole state of Minnesota knew that I was suiting up for the next game. So,
Were you humble about it, or were you shy and like didn't really want people to know because then that would put extra pressure on you in a way?
I like wanted my people to know, like my family, but I was like definitely not in a rush to tell anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like not that I don't want people to see, but it's just like I don't need myself to stress about all these people watching or anything because I know if like I just go do my thing, then it'll be okay. But if I'm thinking like bigger picture, then I might start stressing out and forget to do my thing. So
Everyone's parents kind of think that their child is like the best sports player out there, and I'm assuming that your parents also thought very highly of you. So like what were they like during this whole process? Were they kind of keeping that chip on your shoulder, or were they humbling you to like just do your thing and what you are naturally doing?
um, my dad was more like just do your thing, like you'll be fine, and my mom was she's all excited and she thinks I should play all the time. And, um, she's just excited to see me get out there finally, like have an opportunity to do my thing. But yeah, my dad was like more of kind of keep me calm, kind of just go out there and play football like I've always been doing my whole life. So that was nice.
It's a nice balance of like reality and then
Yeah, it's a unique balance between those two.
you rushed 65 yards after 8 attempts, averaging 8 yards your true freshman year, and then you exceeded that number your redshirt freshman year with 968 yards, on top of winning the Big Sky Freshman of the Year, the Jerry Rice Award, and the Terry Dillon Award. So, was there any pressure of you to exceed that amount after your redshirt freshman year?
I wouldn't say there was pressure from other people. I'd say I've kind of more been like a self motivated guy all my life. So when I do something one year, I always want to make it better the next year. So I guess I put pressure on myself, but I didn't feel any outside pressure. Obviously, there's natural expectations that fans want to see, but I know like if I do my thing and exceed, or at least work to my own expectations, then that'll take care of everything else. I want people want to see or what the team and coaches need me to do.
Did you have any personal goals that would help you exceed those, or did you just have any goals in general?
I don't have any specific goals, personally, statistic wise. I had goals like in practice, like certain moves I want to work on and certain things I need to get better at that will help me exceed those previous statistics. But like I don't go in the next season thinking like I need this many yards and this many touchdowns. I'm more of a I need to get better at this and this and this, and then the touchdowns and yards will all just fall into place after that.
What's one thing that you were working very hard in at practice that showed in a game?
Well, my first year I didn't have any moves at all. I literally just ran straight, and in my next year I had like I added a bunch of moves that made defenders miss, and for me made it harder for me to get tackled. I mean, um, so yeah, I just say I added a bunch of tools to my toolbox. It made me a better running back all around. Um, it also helps just playing. You get more experience and just figure out how to break different defenses down. So
Did you change anything about your routine this year because you were kind of just thrown in and didn't really have any like true vision? So this time, as you're like the true running back, do you have a different routine?
um, I wouldn't say different. I didn't really fall into one my first year. I kind of just adapted one, but I wouldn't say it's like really a routine. It's more just get ready, warm up, and play. I'm not too.
You don't have any superstitions?
I have one. I need my inhaler with me at all times before the game starts. Not necessarily just to like use it, but like I just feel like I need it in my hand because then I can breathe better. It sounds dumb every time I say it out loud, but that's like the only thing I really do. But no, otherwise I kind of just warm up and get ready like everybody else. I just um, have a different mindset, I'd say, than most people.
Do you set yourself to a higher standard than everyone else, do you think?
I wouldn't say I set myself to a higher standard than other people set themselves, but I would say we might just go about it and have attitudes about it a different way. A lot of people are like, kind of like, I want to dominate the person across from me and I want to beat this person at this. I'm more just like, I want to be better than myself yesterday and the day before and last game and last year, which has been working for me um, all my life. So
Well, thinking back to that first touchdown that you ever scored, do you still have that same feeling? Joy kind of wear off after it not being your first touchdown for the Grizz.
that feeling definitely comes back sometimes. It depends on the run. That feeling, the first touchdown feeling was, I think, only because it was my first touchdown and I was just excited and all the nerves went away and life was good then. But now I've scored like multiple touchdowns since then, so I kind of like only get that feeling back when it's like a really big or needed score, um, or if I do like a certain move that I've been working on, I can practice and it works and I score, then I get all excited. I don't know. It's just kind of like my emotions overflow when something I've been working hard on pays off.
Do you think about anything when you score? Like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, or what goes through your head?
Um, if it's like if I didn't have to do much, like sometimes the linemen make crazy holes for me, so I don't have to do much. It's more like, oh my gosh, my linemen are sweet. But like if I like make a good play, it's kind of like a I kind of like black out and kind of just celebrate and then watch a replay later. I don't know. I don't have like I can't really go through the emotions like after I'm done. It's more like in the moment kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, as the years go on, has your love for football grown, or do you see it in a different way as more of a job?
I wouldn't say it's grown because I've always had a big love for it, but I do see it not really any different, but more like added on aspects of my life. Like it's more than just running around and playing football because it opens a lot of doors for college athletes. Playing sports does, I mean. So I kind of see it as like not only like opportunity to like grow like a fan base or anything, but like more opportunity to like your future careers lined up and I don't know, just get your name out there for jobs and I don't know, meet more
Hmm.
people, network.
As you get more used to playing football and you get older, like, is there anything that keeps that little boy that was wearing a big football helmet alive, or like that brings back that joy?
Yeah, I'd say it's still just like the things I practiced so hard on, seeing it pay off in games. and sometimes in practice is what keeps the spark going. Because it's like I don't know, I've been doing it for so long, so I gotta keep getting better at something, and like the more I get better at things, is the more joy that comes with it. So I feel like that's why I've loved it for so long, is because I continue to get better, and I feel like the love starts to fade is when I realize I really just am not getting much better and kind of just playing and hurting my body at that point. So I think that's when the levels start fading, is when it just hurts more than it's actually fun.
Yeah. Well, you weren't always one of the top faces of the Grizz football program. So when do you think that that started to become a thing, and when did you have your like I made it moment?
I'd say after my freshman year, not because of the award stuff, but more because of I realized what I can do and the potential I have for the next years. Um, I mean, I was just like happy to get my opportunity to play ball that year, and um, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cool seeing like what I can actually do, and then seeing how I can get better every season from then on. So
Well, you won the Jerry Rice Award. Did that ever seem like anything that would be possible to you, or how did that whole process go about, and what were you thinking that whole time?
I didn't know it was a thing, to be honest. Um, when I did find out it was a thing, it was on like Twitter or something, and my mom called me about it. And then I told her that there's no chance I'm gonna win it because there's just so many other people that play football, and it's just there's so many good athletes. Um, and then there was a finalist list, so it was top 10, and then I was still in it, and I was like, wow, it's cool, but I still feel like there's no way I'm gonna win it just because why would I win it? I don't. I get it, but like I don't get it. And then my coach at practice told me one day that I won it or I was going to win it, and then it was kind of like surreal, and it didn't really settle in until the ceremony they held about the award. But I think it's still surreal to me that I won that award. That's just never something I never thought I would do. Something I didn't even know existed. I don't know, just kind of it's a nice feeling that like when you're working so hard, just to working better at your own craft, that other things like fall into place with that. And that's just like an example of how that works.
Will meeting Jerry Rice be one of the top moments of your life, do you think? Will that always stick with you?
That will always stick with me. I mean, I don't know. I never thought I'd meet anybody like that, legendary. But the fact that I did get to meet him and talk to him and text him and do all those things, yeah, that'll definitely stick with me for forever.
What was that whole event like? So there was a ceremony where you got the award, I'm assuming, correct? And then you got to meet him. So like what else happened? Were there other legendary football players there, or what happened at that ceremony?
No, it was just he was the only um football player there, I believe, because I think that all the other awards aren't actually football legends. They're more just like kind of like more well-known people in the football world, I should say.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, the whole ceremony was sweet. They just went through the awards, and he was there waiting for me when they announced the name, and then they brought me up to stage, and I had to talk a little bit. And then after they asked a couple of questions, I went down, and then got to hang out with Jerry, and my whole family got to meet him, and we all chatted for a little bit. And then yeah, it was like a 2 hour ordeal. It was sweet. My mom got a bunch of pictures with him, posted them everywhere, of course.
I feel
But that was sweet.
like you have to in that moment.
Yeah, you do. You might have to, because it's not. It's like something that happens every year, let alone ever. So
Yeah. Well, do you remember when someone came up to you when you were just walking on the street or eating dinner or wherever you were and were like, "Oh my gosh, you're Eli Gillman. Can I get your signature?"
I don't remember the first time, no, but I feel like I remember like the first feeling, and it's kind of like cool. It is cool. It's a cool feeling. I like making other people smile. It's just kind of interesting to me that me playing football to a certain caliber can create such happy people around here. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a cool thing, and that's like another reason why I love playing football is because like I feel like I have a lot of chance to influence a lot of people's moods, at least if not their lives, especially like young boys that want to play. So
So I'm gathering that you enjoy when people come up to you. Like it doesn't ruin like a just a dinner or anything like that? Like you will always enjoy that?
Yeah, I will always enjoy that. Um, I don't think I'll never be upset about someone coming up to me and then them leaving with a smile. Like that's always worth it to me. So,
There was a lot of press about the possibility of you transferring after last season. So was that ever an option for you, and what was that final decision to stay?
I guess it's always an option for me, but a lot of people only transfer for money or if they're not playing somewhere. So I didn't want to leave a good place, a place that I feel loved at, and a place that feels like home for a couple dollars that'll disappear one day anyways, or for a place that I don't really know much about. I mean, I've seen a lot of people transfer and be upset with their decision, and I don't have any reason to really leave here. So I mean, they treat me great, and I'm gonna continue to try to do the same to them. So
Well, do you have any goals for the last two seasons that you have, or what people should be looking out for?
I'm gonna continue to get better than I was every other season. Um, I wouldn't say again. I wouldn't say I have a specific goal. I'm just gonna get better at my craft, and then see where those stats fall in line after that. But it's gonna be lit. I'll tell you that.
Well, any words for any Grizz fans that might be listening?
Yeah. Any words for Grizz fans that might be listening? It's gonna be fun next 2 seasons here. I can't wait to keep playing in front of the best fans in the nation.
Thank you for being interviewed. I
Thanks
had
for
a
having me.
great time.
Had a better one.
Bye.